Hey guys, you're listening to Foundation FM, and this is Before I Die with me, No Girl. The very first episode, which feels kind of surreal saying out loud, because this show was inspired by a time in my own life where I genuinely felt like I was dying, and music was the only thing that kept me going. And now, we're here. Despite the name, this show is really about celebrating life and the music that shapes us, stays with us, and the songs we'd carry with us to the very end. Each episode, I bring on a guest, and we get into the soundtrack of their life, or should I say their afterlife. And today, I'm honored to introduce to you my very first guest, someone I feel labels don't really do justice because she's an absolute force of a human being. But for those listening, you probably know her for the incredible work she's done as an actor, author, activist, but most importantly, just a brilliant artist all around.
Thank you.
It's the one, the only, Rose McGowan, aka Rosa. That's what your friends call you. That's your real name,
That's
isn't
my
it?
real name, Rosa Ariana. Rosa. All my friends and family call me that, and yeah, it's good to be here with my friend.
So I get to call you Rosa. I read, I watched your last interview where you're saying you really want to claim that name back.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
It's weird, you know, trying to figure out how to transition with that name that matches me a lot more, you know. And I feel like Rose McGowan, it's a velvet fist, you know.
Right.
And that works, but I'm kind of a bit soft, so trying to negotiate how to do that. I don't really know, but we'll see. This is a first step.
I mean, here at Foundation, you are Rosa.
Yes, please.
I wanted to lightly touch on how you and I know each other, because when I told everyone that you're coming on the show, they're like, how the fuck did you manage that, Emma? But we've known each other for a minute.
Yeah,
Like,
through Vivian.
Yeah, through another incredible human, Vivian Westwood. And we did a show together.
Yeah, and Vivian's like, you're going to play me in this. You're going to be the queen of democracy, and you're going to wear a crown. And, of course, immediately I saw this regal crown on my head. And then I got there, and, of course, it was Vivian, and humbled immediately. Paper crown, handwritten with crayon.
Yeah. And then I was the one with the jumper that was made from a very special sheep. But it was like such an incredible experience too.
And also, didn't it seem in a way like that was just kind of pre-COVID, really?
Yeah.
And before kind of everything really changed.
I think that was one of the last times we saw each other.
It was. Yeah.
But I'm so happy that we get to reunite here on this show.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into the music,
Let's
really
talk
want to...
death.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's quite a vulnerable thing to do, talking about the themes of death. And with someone like me, I guess I would just want to know, like, how do you feel about that?
Well, there's a photo actually on my Instagram that's me on my 12th birthday, and I'm sitting on this giant sand dune wearing all black, looking extremely funereal. And
Nothing's
I've
changed, really, right?
I mean, well, it's funny because a lot of times people are like, oh, you look so strange now. And I'm like, no. When I had to do mainstream stuff, that was the strange. That was the costume, really. But death, for me, I ran away when I was like 12 and a half, and kind of went all over the U.S. by turning myself in at police stations and hustling them for tickets, like bus tickets. And I would always go to the new place, and I would sleep in cemeteries. So I've always had a very kind of close relationship with the afterlife, I guess you could say.
That's so funny, because I feel sometimes quite at peace when I walk through like cemeteries. There's so much beautiful imagery and symbolism in a cemetery, I find.
I have learned to say, you know, kind of when I go in them to basically kind of put this force field around myself, like, don't attach to me.
Right.
Because I didn't used to do that, and I think some things must have gotten
Well,
attached.
yeah, I mean, I believe that energy is a real thing, and you can attach yourselves to something low vibrational that you pick up from a cemetery, maybe.
Quite a lot. Or someone you sleep with, really.
But what gravitated you towards cemeteries as a child?
I think, well, you know, it was practical at first, in that the parks, you know, there'd be dudes in the bushes, so I couldn't really rest there. And then this one place in Seattle, Washington, Bruce Lee, the martial artist, was buried there, and people would leave oranges on his grave. Wow. And so I would have breakfast. That worked. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would eat the oranges. Yeah.
You would eat the offerings of Bruce Lee.
I mean,
that's iconic. I love that.
Yeah. I would thank him.
Do you feel like you ever connected with him there?
You know, in that he was actually someone, if you go back into his stuff, he did, before I think he was killed, and his son too, he was kind of talking about some stuff that I think they don't like having talked about, speaking about. So possibly.
Yeah.
I carry on in his tradition in a weird way.
Yeah.
With oranges.
So I want to lock into the real reason why we're here.
Okay.
And I asked you to bring a few songs with you that you would play when, I guess, the party we call life actually stops. And I guess we start at the end with the question I've been dying to ask you. What's the one song you'd want to listen to before you die?
Well, I mean, I think going out onto the astral plane, I would want it to be as kind of, if one could orchestrate that transition to kind of, you know, the bridge is through the stars, really, right? Mm-hmm. And becoming that and becoming part of the cosmos with energy. So the natural fit for that would be obviously Starman or Bowie.
Right.
I think, yeah.
And why do you think you picked this song to like listen to right at your final moments?
I mean, one, I think it's just transcendent. But I also think, you know, I made an album, and I made the album kind of when a lot of factors and factions were actually quite literally trying to kill me. So I thought, I'm going to make this album, and really it's music to go to space to. It's called Planet Nine. And so I was thinking a lot about death, and I was thinking, well, I'll likely die during this, and maybe then people could find me afterwards. This is the artist I actually was and always was. Mm-hmm. So, and I think David Bowie got to live his life as the artist he was, and mine was kind of more subtle in that way. But I just relate to, you know, his awesomeness and being a Starman. I mean, I think we're all of it.
I mean, I think the natural thing to do next is to listen to the song, and we'll chat about it after.
Perfect.
Right? This is Starman by David Bowie. Is it even playing?
Do I sit now?
You can sit if you want to. Get comfortable here. Oh, why is it? Well, we're going to have to edit this bit out. Oh, it's on reverse. That's why. God damn it.
Starman backwards.
Starman backwards. Is it Bowie or Bowie?
Well, in England they say Bowie, but I think he pronounced it Bowie.
Okay, David Bowie it is.
Worldwide it's Bowie. In the UK it's
Bowie. David Bowie.
But having heard him say his name, he would say Bowie.
Bowie. David Bowie. Starman by David Bowie.
Didn't know what time it was, the lights were low. Oh, oh. I leaned back on my radio. Oh, oh. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll, that is all he said. Then the loud sound, it seemed to fade. Came back like a slow voice on a wave of fade. That wasn't no DJ, that was hazy cosmic drive. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie.
Such a banger. That's actually such an incredible... I got goosebumps while we were listening to that.
My legs got goosebumps on them. I love the idea that there's a starman waiting for us in the sky. I feel like if transitioning from this body to just free energy, I like the idea that there's this kind of invisible energy hand that pulls you up along with them.
Have you... I don't know if this is too, like, forward of me to ask, but, like, have you thought about... Like, while listening to that song, have you thought about what that moment would look like to, like, the very end while listening to that song? Like, how do you actually... Like, have you ever thought about how you might go out?
I mean, a lot of different ways, either, you know, at different times by my own hand or by circumstance. And then, but I hope it's quick. But I also hope I have enough time to listen to a song.
Well, that's why we're here, you know? Like, if we could pick and choose the way we go, like, for me, I've always envisioned that I would be probably dying in the arms of someone I love, listening to, like,
Oh, that's
my
lovely.
favorite. You know what I mean? Like, someone you know. Or drowning, because I hear you get an orgasm from that.
No, I never wanted to.
No?
I've had
No?
repeated drowning dreams since I was 3. That's an absolute nightmare.
I need to have underwater headphones or something to, like, drown and, like, listen to my last track.
be peaceful about it.
We were just talking while listening to that, but you're learning how to play the guitar.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
So do you find like you steer more to like rock and roll or kind of?
Not really. I think I kind of like sometimes. I mean, I love actually like singing like House of the Rising Sun, like full voice, but like really like kind of letting that fly. That's beautiful. But I don't know if I could go to a studio and do a rock and roll song. It just feels odd. I tend to like lean more into like French electronic things like that.
Yeah. Because there's that little bit in the song that ding 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 ding.
That would be such a good sample though too.
Yeah, I'm kind of weird like that, and like I'll listen to a song and I'll fixate on like a little section or like a lyric, and I'll be like, I love that section, you know.
Or conversely, if it's like a section that has a really stupid lyric, I get pissed off that like they've just
ruins your day and
my
you
day.
think about it the
You're
whole time.
implanting something stupid in my head, you dick.
Do you feel like this song brings you comfort or like a sense of recognition, like when you listen to it?
That's a good query. I think both. I think comfort in the recognition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is quite fitting for when you're dying.
I would hope so, yes. If one could choose.
Okay, so we've died.
We've died.
We're dead.
Okay.
So now we have to plan your dream funeral.
Okay. Well, ironically, I thought about this funeral song while I was walking down the aisle to getting married.
Yeah,
and
it's the same song, right?
Well, I had chosen this song to walk down the aisle to, and here I am. And I had a unique marriage. I was asked to get married a bunch of times by different people, and I
cannot relate.
I was always very confused.
I cannot relate to that at all.
Well, I was confused by it mostly because I'd given no indication that I was into that. So finally, on the 5th time, I'd been with someone, this artist, for 4 years, and I said, I've never really done other things according to societal expectations. So I said, okay, I'll marry you, but only for 2 years.
So it was contractual.
Yeah, so kind of, yeah, a loose contract.
Like there's an expiry date to
contract. Kind of, yeah. And I just thought this will be a successful marriage because it's as I've designed it, as we've agreed to go on this journey, but only for 2 years, because at that point it would be the 6-year mark, and then I knew just instinctively I'd be bouncing off somewhere else.
That's so fascinating that there was an end even to that beginning.
Yeah, it just feels like, I don't know. I mean, as an avoidant person, maybe that's the ultimate in avoidance.
You're like, that sounds good to me.
That sounds great. Real healthy psychology there. But, you know, nothing can be surprising that way. And we're still very good friends. And so I was walking down the aisle to Song to the Siren. And, you know, it's interesting because obviously it's written by Jeff Buckley's. Was it Leonard Cohen? And then Jeff Buckley sang it. And then Liz Fraser from the Cocteau Twins and other things. And This Mortal Coil, which is one of my favorite old bands, she sang this. So it's just it's an incredible piece. It's just so moving. But yeah, walking down halfway to where I about had to say vows, I was like, you know what? You messed up. This is supposed to be your funeral song. Yeah. So here we are.
Well, I think we should just listen to it, and then we can really like dive deep into that.
No complexity there.
This is Song to the Siren by The Mortal Coil. Right?
This Mortal Coil.
There you go. Thank you for correcting me.
On the floating shipless oceans, I did all my best to smile till your singing eyes and fingers drew me laughing to your eye, and you sang said to me, let me unfold you. Here I am, waiting to hold you. Did I dream? You dreamed about me. Were you here when I was for sale? Now my foolish boat is leaning, broken love long.
I mean, I feel like we really went somewhere else
went
there. We both got goosebumps. Like both of us, just like our hair is just
It's profoundly beautiful and melancholy and gorgeous.
hauntingly so. I would say. Like I felt quite overwhelmed listening to that.
I could have easily cried.
I mean, I think we were both trying
Yeah.
to hold
Oh,
back
yeah,
and
we-
try. It was trying to look cool. I mean,
Got the dark glasses.
but so interesting that you picked this also as your wedding song. And then I want to understand, like, I'm imagining you walking down the aisle to this. And, like, what was going through your head in that moment?
Well, I was thinking, damn, this was my funeral song. That was what I was thinking, to be honest. I was like, oh, wait. I mean, it works for both. But maybe I think I really didn't want to get married.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling myself that.
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
You're like, this is my funeral.
I'm
I'm
walking
walking
to my-
down my funeral.
But it was interesting because there was a point where I was supposed to step on this glass under this fabric as part of the ceremony in that religion, and I missed the glass. I never broke it, so I felt like I didn't like contractually lie because I didn't break the glass.
Yeah, it wasn't sealed.
So I can still use this as the funeral song.
And when you think about have you been to many funerals?
I've been to way more funerals and weddings, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
lot, yeah.
I mean, how do you feel when you go to a funeral?
I mean, I hate it when they suck.
Right.
I feel like
Right.
they maybe deserved more.
It must be a cultural thing too, because I feel like in the West, it's so like funerals are meant to be seen as something to be really, really like sad, and of course, like it is sad. But I'm half Filipino.
I don't think so. I think they suck at death in
Yeah.
the West. I think get out in the street and
Yeah.
howl and wail and lament.
Yeah,
and,
feel what
and-
you got to feel, right?
Yeah, and this is like you basically have 3 days, shove it down, and then
Yeah.
go back to your job and pretend like everything's great.
I mean,
And
that's what it's like in the
not.
Philippines. It's a huge celebration. People are doing karaoke, it's open casket. I mean, my grandma sent me a selfie with my step granddad, like while he was in the, she's like, say goodbye to Granddad George. And it's like, okay. But that's what I mean. Like it's a cultural thing. And you were saying, is it in Mexico?
yeah.
What
Well,
is
it's
the
interesting.
ceremonies
In the
like
region
there?
I'm in, it's primarily Maya. They're Mayan individually and collectively Maya. But there they actually go and they clean the bones of their ancestors like once a year. They go in and like brush
Well, yeah,
brush
I
off the
guess,
dirt
like,
from them and clean them and then kind of
Day of the Dead and
put them back in. Well,
Yeah.
that's
Is that different?
That is different. That's the majority of Mexico, but that is also extremely profound. I mean, you have the carnation, the orange carnation, which signifies like fire, like everything, every element, earth, wind, fire, all these things that basically, brings the dead to you in that day and opens the portal. I find all that stuff much more interesting than going. Sitting on a pew and shoving it down and pretending you're okay. I find that pretending to be okay a real hassle.
Yeah. It's why pretend when
It's not.
No.
Sometimes things suck, but you can also, that's the whole thing. It's not just you could have a crushingly brutal moment and then start cackling at someone falling over at the funeral 2 seconds later. Things can coexist.
I mean, I've said to myself, like I journaled about this the other day. I said, if I could tell my younger self something, it would be to not be afraid of pain and to remind myself that actually pain can always be used to transmute into something passionate. And it's quite interesting because I think as creative people, we do use a lot of pain to kind of transform it into something that brings a bit more hope and power and passion into art, right?
I mean, I'm always amazed when people can write a happy song. That's hard. I'm like, huh, that doesn't suck anyway. You know, it's shocking. I can definitely write a song that's about pain. I can do that pretty easily. But the happy one, I'm like, huh, because it feels weird, right? Because then what if you have to perform that or do it when you're not happy?
Right.
I don't know. Or I don't know, conversely, it could be both.
Well, it's weird because I'm so fascinated by death and it's quite intimate. But everyone, when they meet me, they're like, you're so positive, you're so happy. And I was like, it's because I'm so comfortable in the darker parts of me too, in my pain. And like, I remember when what inspired the show, when I was going through one of the most painful periods of my life, my dad was like, I think, I can't see you crying like this all the time. Like, maybe we should get you medication. I was like, no, Dad, I need to feel what I'm feeling because I'm going to be able to, I will come out the other end with something more powerful.
And just trusting that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end to every single emotional situation, even though you're in it and down in it.
Yeah.
It feels like the reality and it feels like it'll be forever, but it definitely transmutes.
I mean, I guess it's also the process of life, like what we're talking about now.
We just all have PhDs in avoidance.
Do you want your funeral to be more of a celebration? Even though a really sad song is being played.
I know. Follow that with a big brass band, please. Would you please?
But like, how do you want people to feel when they're attending your funeral? Like,
I haven't thought that much about that. And how you were talking about how when you imagined yourself dying, it'd be with someone you love. Pretty much every life moment and situation I've seen myself in, I've always perceived myself as alone. So I don't know. I can't answer that.
Yeah. So
I can't answer that. I'm not organizationally gifted, so I don't know if I could even have a funeral.
I'll be there if you die before I do.
If you can organize it, go for it.
And then if I die first, you got to be at my funeral.
I will. I promise.
So we're going to try to lighten up the mood a bit. Okay. We're going to switch it up a bit. And I think it's... Okay, so we've died. We've planned your funeral.
Uh-huh.
It's been an emotional ride. But now we have to figure out where you're actually going to end up.
Okay, so
I have a prop, because no show is good without a prop. Let's get it. I'll put it here.
Okay.
In the middle of the decks. I think it should be. Does that look good? Is that in the right place? Okay, so I call this the afterlife wheel. And we're going to spin the afterlife wheel. And this decides your fate. Whichever way you want to spin it. Da 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 da. Where are we? Hell. Oh, you're going to hell! Oh, how do you feel about that? Be honest. Why do you think you're here? Why do you think you're in hell?
I mean, damn friends trying to get me to where they are.
I mean, okay.
It's the memes. It's all the memes I've sent you, see.
Yeah, that is hellish work. Mm-hmm. Are you happy with this outcome?
What song did I pick for it?
I mean, we'll have to see. Okay, this is what I'm trying to envision here. You're going to hell. It's hot. It's intense. And the song you picked is Don't Look at Me.
I really like this artist. I think he kind of disappeared, or maybe he's working under a different name, this lead singer. I don't know his name, sorry, but...
Let's have a look. Where's the info?
Well, this is called Poor State I think he was looking at the comments on it, wrapped up in some record company dispute for a long time. But it's from a band called Poor Stacy, and I just feel like it's really good when you need to freak it out, kind of.
Okay. I guess we're going to hell.
Going to hell.
And this is the soundtrack to hell.
I'm really surprised.
Yeah. I go where the wind blows. I can't let go, baby, don't let go. Don't wanna be alone, girl, let's stay up. Don't wanna go home, drugs make me feel alive, like there's nothing wrong. I go where the wind blows. I can't let go, baby, don't let go. Don't wanna be alone, girl, let's stay up. Don't wanna go home, drugs make me feel alive, like there's nothing wrong. If we tired and I get there, relax to me, relax to me. I'm not afraid to call, but I like it when you look at me. Look at me. Don't wanna go home, stay up. Don't wanna go home, stay up. Don't wanna go home, stay up, stay up. Don't wanna go. I go where the wind blows. I can't let go, baby, don't let go. Don't wanna be alone, girl, let's stay up. Don't wanna go home, drugs make me feel alive, like there's nothing wrong. I go where the wind blows. I can't let go, baby, don't let go. Don't wanna be alone, girl, let's stay up. Don't wanna go home, drugs make me feel alive, like there's nothing wrong.
Solid.
That was iconic.
Kind of obsessed with that track.
Right? Like, I'd be happy to be going to hell if that's like how I'm getting there. That's
it can
the
work
soundtrack.
for purgatory too.
It could. It really could. I feel like there was something about that song that was quite like, because obviously we know that hell represents like, oh, it's because you've like done something wrong, so you go to hell. But actually, hell sounds fun.
I mean, having gone on the death journey, having done ayahuasca, having done all of these things, which I put off for a long time because mostly the people that I saw doing it, I was not interested in. But as a journey through the underworld and back out, it's quite important to go on that journey and to not be afraid, and that it's not. It's nothing is as they've marketed it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So I'm not inherently religious, but I do find myself infatuated with like the symbolism of like, like the devil and angels and things like that. What are your spiritual beliefs? Like, are you a spiritual person?
I think so. I don't really, lead with that, but I feel much more connected to kind of glorious, bountiful, beautiful energy than I do to kind of, I think sometimes the dark symbolism, I just find it fucking dull, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
But I believe in either paradigm as it's sold. Like there's in the Bible, there's actually nowhere in the Bible that says you're going to burn in hell.
Yeah.
But,
that's just what's been created and like, yeah.
So I think, everything has a flip and everything that's light has dark. And it's interesting because I was looking at a lot of Renaissance paintings and even paintings before that. They have people praying, but when they pray, they're up, their head is up. So a lot of things have been inverted. And the thing is, it is probably more fun to hang out with people that are going to hell.
Right.
That's the.
Well, that's what you say. But at the
say.
same time, it's like the duality of like light and dark, right?
Yeah, and then I think both can occupy.
Yeah, 100%. And do you believe in an afterlife?
I think, I don't know. I mean, that would be cool, but I don't know. I think it is, for me, I suspect time is not linear. And I think it's living in many different dimensions simultaneously. I think for me, when I have really intense deja vus, it really feels like another part of the timeline bumping up against this one. And like you can almost put your hand into it, but then it takes you out of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's almost like as if you get too close to your others.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, I try not to be as cold as thinking the whole thing's a simulation, but I do think it is a big energy wheel.
Yeah. Well, hence why we spin the wheel. But you know what? I wasn't going to do this, but I think we should play your heaven track.
Heaven track, okay.
Because let's be honest, you're definitely going to heaven. That's without a doubt. Like, my wheel might be broken. So, shall we introduce
let's
your
go to
heaven
heaven.
track? What would you play if you went to heaven?
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Well, I was under pressure to pick things. So
Oh, yeah,
that
sorry,
day-
my bad.
No, so you're like, send me your things. I was like, oh, damn it, I forgot.
Think about the song.
So in that moment, I'd been listening to this again. You know how you go through like eating a certain cereal for a few years or music, and then you don't listen to it for a while, and then you listen to it again. There's something not so much about the lyrics, but more about the energy of this song that, and White. It just seems like if there is a heaven, this would be a nice one to float to it and float around in it with. I think, yeah,
It's an ethereal song, I
quite.
find,
I think so too.
musically. Okay, so this is White Ferrari by Frank Ocean.
Bad luck to talk on these rides. Mine on the road, your dilated eyes. Watch the clouds float, white Ferrari. Had a good time. 16, how was I supposed to know anything? I let you out at Central. I didn't care to state the plain. Kept my mouth closed. We're both so familiar. White Ferrari. Stick by me, close by me. You will find. You will find. As distance slow by. Left when I forget to speak.
Ah, so pretty.
Yeah, that is quite a heavenly song, I think.
Kind of is, right?
And what I found interesting while we were just talking just now, we were talking about how like even when there's like darkness around, you're actually like, when you're full of light, you can kind of attract those those low vibrational, like sort of darker energies that are so intoxicatingly chaotic, but like you can't help but feel attracted to. How do you protect the light within you?
That one's a trick, and I didn't realize that was happening to me for a long time. I think it's just if you start noticing your battery going down while their battery is going up, that's time to exit and extricate and cut. But if you can manage it, it's certainly more fun for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had to learn how to protect my energy more so because, I mean, you're probably like me. You're an empath, aren't you? Sensitive to yeah. Well, it's like a blessing and a curse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because then it means you can understand the complexities of like one's soul. But
I specialize in pattern recognition, both my own, but also like at a very high up system level, which then being empathetic to the people that are operating under that system. It's hard. Like taking the tube for me here is like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like I look at the faces and I'm like,
I'm the same.
I'm gonna throw myself on the tracks.
I'm the same because I feel like when you're sensitive to energy, especially in like really crowded spaces like the tube, it's learning how to not absorb it, just observe.
I figured that out more individually, like one-on-one or with groups, but when it's a lot of people and it just seems like everyone has this kind of collective sensation happening, then it's very hard. I have to have to close my eyes. I have to knock out one of the senses so I can actually just exist in that space.
Yeah. And I guess like if you're quite nurturing in nature, it's quite easy to kind of like take on someone else's heaviness or trauma.
Well, I used to do that because then it also takes you out of your life and what you're
yeah.
dealing with, and you're focusing on keeping that thing alive. And then you realize, wait, I set them up to go forward in life in a wonderful way, and I'm down here on my knees. So you have to figure out how to not do that too, and be in your own life and advocate for yourself and build yourself up. I think that's important, and use the light for yourself too.
100%. It's like put your
Yeah,
own
yeah,
mask
yeah, yeah.
on first.
I mean, I had a thing, I get called activist, and I don't think that's necessarily the right.
I know that feeling. It feels weird, right?
It's not right for me. It's a label that doesn't fit. Most labels don't. But I consider myself more of kind of like a long-term whistleblower.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to see if I could kind of change perception by 10%, just collectively.
I used to tell people, because I remember when I was a plus-size model, everyone would be like, Emma Bresky, a body positive activist. And I was like, what? I have never, ever labeled myself that. I'm just an enthusiastic, like, conversationalist. Like, it's really not.
And then if you think about it, you're like, well, yeah, obviously I would be a body positive activist. But that's, I feel like for me, it's like the person out there in the streets all the time with the picket sign. That's not me. I'm more like, oh, how can I disrupt a system from the inside and collapse it,
provoke thought
and provoke thought and also be willing to be hated. That's another thing. If you do it on a large scale, a lot of people are going to really hate you for upsetting the apple cart, and a lot of people are going to be I think in my case, it was at one point for a few years, there was like over 750 million bots bought off on all platforms to position things that people thought about me in a negative way, and I was like, fuck off, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I know who I am, and I know what I'm doing.
Do you actually, do you care if someone hates you?
I mean, it's always more pleasant to be liked, but I find, not really, no. And I find that destabilizes people. If you're willing to be like, I don't take your medicine.
I always think as long as I've stayed true to myself, and if someone doesn't fuck with that, it's really not my problem. Isn't it?
I mean, I used to get people, even when I arrived in the U.S., when I was like 10 and a half, I remember some little girl in the schoolyard saying, well, my friends, they want to be your friend, but they're intimidated by you. And I think I turned to them and I just said, well, that doesn't sound like that's my problem, does it? So my job is not to make you feel better about me.
Exactly. It's all a projection. So who are you haunting first then? When you're a ghost. When you're a ghost.
Oh. It's funny. It's like there would be times I'd be on billboards or on magazine covers, and I definitely knew I was haunting like ex-boyfriends.
It's kind of iconic, though. You're
I'm like,
watch me now, motherfucker.
Yeah, or like, sorry.
Look at me, I'm plastered all over the walls.
I was like, you can haunt yourself too, though, unfortunately. But or the specter of who you were can haunt who you are now, and trying to bridge those two together is interesting. Who am I haunting? God, there's such a long list, but. Hopefully I'd just be the happy ghost in the corner.
Yeah. Do you believe in ghosts?
I used to try to go to the most haunted places and call them to me. I mean, I think, weirdly, I've always had this thing where I see animals. Like for my whole life, I'll see a dog in the middle of the street, and then I blink and it's not there. And I've seen... So I think I might see ghost animals. That's
I'm the same.
A lot.
I'm the same. So a lot of sort of synchronicities or signs I call from the universe or whatever, they all come in animal form. And it was so weird. Just the other day, I was walking home and I saw a fox it just caught a pigeon. So it had a dead pigeon in its mouth and it walked over. And I was like, that's a sign. But I feel like when you're crazy, everything's a sign.
What is this? What does it mean?
What does that mean? Yeah. But no, and also when I was a kid, apparently I used to always see ghost cats or cats. And apparently that's quite a spiritual thing.
I've seen, a lot of cats, a lot of dogs, a lot of strange animals, often on the side of the street, in the middle of the street, in a tree, and then look again and they're not there. And
I have a dragonfly tattoo because I was talking to a friend, and while I was talking, a dragonfly landed on my finger. And I was like, that's a fucking sign. That's a sign from something.
Well, that's interesting because I get visited by my father more than any other kind of thing. And I was in, actually of all places, the Cancun airport, and a dragonfly. I thought someone tapped me on the shoulder, and I'm in the airport, and I'm like, oh, it's a dragonfly on my shoulder
in the
airport. And then I walked. It was about 20 minutes later, and it came and hit me again. And I was actually on my way to London for getting out of the jungle, and it just felt like, go. You need to go. You need to get out of the jungle.
Do you feel like that might have been your father?
So. Yeah, I think so. And then, I think so.
And
numbers and dragonflies.
So have you had dragonflies appear to you quite a bit?
It's interesting, actually, now that I think about it. I had a boyfriend who was really the catalyst for kind of a lot of my life in a way, in that he died very young, and he... owned a place called the Dragonfly.
That is so
and I just
gnarly.
I signed on to help with a documentary about him, and it's called Dragonfly.
Is it weird that I'm like, I got a dragonfly tattoo, and now we're talking about dragonflies?
I had the call yesterday about it. So
wow.
It's interesting.
Okay, well, this is clearly a sign that this was meant to be. But
white Ferrari.
Yes. Hang on 1 second.
What are we doing now?
Yeah. Gorgeous,
Red
gorgeous.
lipstick on teeth.
I mean, I also like that look, to be honest.
I like it when no one tells you. Thank you for telling me.
You're welcome, darling. Okay, I think even in death, there's always some kind of rebirth, right? Do you feel like you've had to bring yourself back to life more than once?
You have no idea. You have no idea. The last 4 years were spent really climbing out of death in many forms, physical, emotional, spiritual. And climbing that summit is wild. And who you are is materially different at the end of it. And that's quite, I think, a lifelong journey to be on. But, better than being unexamined, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. What song did I pick for this?
So yeah, if you actually you've
I'm
got
scared of myself.
You've got quite a few that were like an option. So it's down to you really.
Okay.
Do you want well, it's one of your tracks or a Bjork track?
I do love Bjork, but that one was very much for I think. So this is under
I think we should go with yours.
Okay.
Don't you think?
This is
you who's coming back to life.
No, yeah, this is a beta version. It's called RM486, and I named it that. So when Rolling Stone interviewed me, they're like, "What's the track mean?" I'm like, "Funny you should ask. It's a mix of my initials and the famously controversial abortion drug RU486." They're like, "No." So we could talk about that with journalists. But it was really I take some of the Blade Runner dialogue, which is my father's favorite movie, and score. And then mixed it. I found these great French electronic musicians that did stuff with DJ Falcon, who produced my favorite Daft Punk song. So kind of these space sounds. Really
I
fantastic.
can't wait to play this track. So let's play it.
And there's a line in it, which is the chorus which is what I believe would bring me back to life, and maybe other people, is with the true meaning of what I think life is actually, which is only here to paint colors on the sun.
Wow.
Only here to see the fire run.
Wow.
And I think that is it. Yeah.
Okay, so this is RM486 by Rose McGowan.
I've seen things you people can't imagine. Attacked ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched sea beams glare in the dark. And all those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die. Held my hand up to the stars, gilded lilies, driving cars. It's time to say it's sorry. I can't undo a vow to live. All of us lost in time, to those waiting to be picked up, those who cry, leave and die, to those with the unnatural side. Only here to paint color on the sun. Only here to see the fire run. Only here to paint color on the sun. Only here to see
So that was one of your own tracks, your own music. And while we were listening, I asked you, when did you make this song? Like, when did you start doing music?
Yeah, I started doing music actually a long time ago. I would just do it kind of for other people, like kind of add in on their albums, whether it was like a Marilyn Manson album or others. And then finally I would just do it myself, but I found like being stuck under being an actress, you really kind of were stuck in a way. So when I kind of broke free of all of that, I was kind of able to really kind of go on this kind of obsessive journey making an album I called Planet 9, and that was a beta version for it, and that song actually became Green Gold on the album, which is, it follows sonically the sensation of a rocket ship going from Earth to the fictional Planet 9, or maybe real Planet 9, and so it's just kind of music to go to space to.
And is music something that you've felt the most connected to, like in terms of like an artistic form?
Very much so. It feels the most native to me. It's the opposite of draining my battery. It actually adds, and it feels more like kind of being like an energy channel, like almost like vibrating after getting out of a take or singing or something like that. And for me, playing with my voice was always the most interesting part of acting.
That's really funny that you say playing with your voice, because I feel like with acting, we were saying it's like so much about becoming someone else, pretending to be someone else, and that felt alien to you, right?
Yeah, for me, it was a monetary decision. I didn't want to be homeless and sleeping in cemeteries again. So when I got offered a part, I was like, okay, sure. And then very quickly it hit, and I realized very quickly I was also stuck behind on the wrong side of the screen. I couldn't get out.
I have so much more to express musically.
But I couldn't because...
But you couldn't.
No, it's weird because if you're a singer or a musician, you could act, but the flip side around, mostly because probably the ones doing it were a bit douchey, but also just because you would just get made fun of. So there was no point. It would just come for you. And I was like, I didn't... And it felt too pure to me to have that kind of weight and on it. And I just think it's like everybody can use their voice, even if they're like, oh no, I can't sing, but you should just make sounds and like tap on your chest while you're making sounds. You'll notice what your nervous system does, and it just recalibrates.
Yeah, I feel like music is something that we can all kind of, I mean, this is why I decided to create this kind of show. It's something that we can all kind of like connect with collectively. Yeah. Can we expect more music from you in the future?
I think so. Yes, I have. I'm quite crap at marketing, and I made an album in case
That's
I
right.
die,
We got live for that.
Yeah, but find me out there in space. I don't like people listening to my music on Spotify. Obviously, all the structural things and war stuff that everyone hates, but also sonically it sucks. It's the most compressed sound, and it cuts so much of the experience. I find actually YouTube Music probably not even a cleaner platform in any way. But sonically, it is the best.
Okay, so we've talked about the end. So let's bring it back to the now. I'm going to ask you the final question.
Okay.
Before you die, what's the one thing you still want to experience in this life?
I think I would like to experience love. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Like in a really organic, supportive, beautiful way without anybody... either extracting light or on my side trying to kind of protect somebody. I think that would be beautiful. I think that has been probably the missing component in a lot of ways.
Well, I love you.
I love you too.
I want to say thank you so much for letting me in on those parts of yourself, all those kind of memories and those feelings that your music has brought into this little space of mine.
And thank you for creating something unique and vital. And, when I was telling the driver on the way here, he was like, oh, that sounds morbid. And I was like, really? I thought that was very strange that he said that. I said, I think to me, it made me interested and made me engaged. So thank you for that, Emma.
No, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm so grateful. Rose McGowan, a.k.a. Rosa.
La Rosa.
La Rosa, thank you so much. That was Before I Die, and this is Foundation FM. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.